right, top of the morning. Saturday the 6th. Daylan and Duke. Hey, bud. You ready to go? We're gonna walk this morning again. It felt good yesterday. So, here we go. Good morning. Oh man, all right. It's gorgeous out, it's cold. I got me coffee. Good morning. Yeah, just a beautiful day. So, I'm here, Saturday, day 6, making these silly videos. Ugh, come on. Buff off this camera real fast. Day 6. Yesterday was kind of tough for me to honestly post. I just threw it up on the Facebooks. You know, if this is meaningful to you, give me some comments. You know, I'm getting quite a few, more than I thought I would, honestly. More than I thought I would. People reaching out and saying, "Hey, keep going. You know, I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate your honesty, these types of things." So I'm grateful for that a lot. And so that kind of gives me, I guess, that kind of gives me motivation to keep going. You know, that's what they're saying. That's what I'm going to do. And it helps me to, I guess, I don't know that it's important to feel like I'm doing something good for other people. I suppose it's probably good. Oh, look. We got our buddy here. What's going on, dude? How are you this morning? These two knuckleheads. Come on. Let's go. So, I'm going to start asking, I guess, if you would like my videos. Duke, that would be really great. I kind of didn't want to do that, but I feel like that's really, if there's a purpose, and this is, if the purpose, or one of the purposes of this is to reach people, that's how it's going to be done. Likes, shares, subscribes. Oh, my shoulder. Crackety crack. Crackety crack. Don't talk back. So there we go. Daylan here. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I'd be grateful, because I know that other people would see this and maybe it would encourage them to keep going on their journey too. Oh, all right. So yesterday I went a little deep into what I'm comfortable with, but it felt good. It felt freeing, honestly, to be honest, to be, you know, just really transparent. All, you know, and so I shared, you know, just a recap, I shared one of the things I'm, you know, I guess a little I feel shameful about, which is to deal with the pain from my stupid decisions, like, you know, they're not stupid, you know, like riding my motorcycle, flying my paramotor. Incredible experiences that I wouldn't trade for the world. I still do them, even though they're dangerous and I've hurt myself. But they cost me physically. And because of that, I started smoking weed a lot, like every day, several times a day. And what made that possible was those damn vape cartridges, bro. Woo! That shit, it's too convenient. And it doesn't, you can get it, you can do it without smelling like it, all that stuff, right? So that's what's dangerous about it from my perspective. It allows you to hide it. So that's what I shared. Feels good to get it out. Feels good to be honest about it. Now, today I wanted to talk about the positive side, because there is a positive side for me. One of the great things about the people, we have begun to label them medicines. And it doesn't really, I don't want to say it's a bad label, but it does put a positive spin on something that, and it puts a positive spin on something that has it's a dual side, just two sides to this coin. There's the dark side that I shared yesterday. Depression, anxiety, those types of things. Positive sides. 2 plant medicines. Marijuana is included in that. But the positive side is that they make you sit with yourself. And that's what that's what I feel like has an so I feel like can bring on that anxiety, depression, because when you sit with yourself and you're like, ugh, I'm not happy with who I am, or in my case, there were parts of myself that I didn't recognize and or denied. So I changed my way of thinking, and that's something that is a benefit to using these things. It can change your perspective, or at least facilitate that change in perspective. And for me, it did. Boy, oh boy. People may have differing opinions on the change of perspective that I have. Shared that I used to be a very firmly grounded Christian. And I say that, maybe your mind will immediately go to, well, he's not anymore. I still hold fast, still hold the truths that are Christianity's foundation. Where are you going, bud? Get over here. Hey, out of the yard. He's a wanderer. I still hold fast to the truths that Christianity is founded on. There is a lot of truth in there. There's a lot of really positive things that if humanity, follows them, humanity is the human race is better off. Okay? What I don't believe in anymore is that a one-way solution. Okay? Does that translate? I don't believe in the you must accept this or else construct, because I have studied a lot in the last few years. Like a lot. And I would not have allowed myself to consider the truth that is buried, just like in the Bible, there's truth buried in there. I would not have allowed myself to consider those truths buried in other belief structures. That's what I believe. That's what I believe marijuana, and a few times, I didn't do it very many times. I didn't use, but I did try mushrooms a few times. And that's what I believe they allowed me to do, which was sit with myself and accept that I had questions about that one-way solution that Christianity demands, I would say. People may question that, but I don't think that that's possible, because Christianity says if you do not accept certain things, I don't even want to get into what those things are, because, everybody knows it. At least you should. If you don't accept these certain things, hey, you go into the bad place and you never get to see Jesus or God again. So, I always questioned that. And I know many Christians, many of my friends, family members that say, pastor friends, oh, I've been there too. I question my beliefs too. But, blah, 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 blah. They go, but I come back, okay? Fine. Sorry. But what it did for me, what my amount of exposure, experience did for me was allowed me to go, okay, Daylan, these questions have always been in your mind. Now what? And I've shared that there was a moment, right, it was like a month or so after my motorcycle accident, where I was like, hey, I've been lied to. Now, I feel like lied is a very strong word, but that's how deeply I felt it. So I just went, and honestly, there was a day I remember where I just did a Google search shortly after that. I did a Google search. I said, what is the oldest religion? And it was that simple. I started there. And then I just began to search kind of from early man forward, rather than in the middle of our history forward, which is what Christianity does. Christianity is, you know, is a middle of the road, not even really the middle of the road. If you're being considerate of a lot of new information, we are old as balls. Hey. Man, this time goes by so fast. So, with that, you know, I opened my mind. It allowed me to open my mind. And I am grateful for that part of it. I really, truly am. I am grateful for God being in that place with me. In that place of sitting with myself. Because it was the only thing there. The presence of God was the only thing there at times. Because I would be in the infinite space of my mind, feeling like I am all alone. Hey, stop it. You can't have the cat. Hey, leave that cat alone. You silly guy, Duke. Come on, bud. Let's go. Let's go, you silly boy. Let's go, you silly guy. There's this cat who's been hanging out in this bush the last 2 days. It scares the crap out of him. And so when I would, you know, I would be alone. Come on, bud. Let's go. That's what I would feel like. I'd feel like it was like this vast, infinite space in my mind. And it would really, that's where that loneliness would come in, is because I didn't feel like I had, there was anybody that could understand what I was going through on the inside. And so I would just talk with God. That voice inside was always there. It has always been there my entire life. This still, small, steady voice. And even in that place, that place of, where I was under the influence, it was there. The presence was there, guiding me, answering questions. I love questions, and even hard ones. I love them. Like, trust me, ask me questions, hit me up. I love it. It's hard sometimes, but I love answers, man. That's the only way they come. They don't come out of easy shit, Softballing questions doesn't get you, meaningful answers. Come on, bud, over here. Let's go this way. So, anyway. All right, we're coming up on time. I'm giving myself 25 minutes from now on. So, there was a lot of positivity that came out of it for me personally. Now, my exterior life suffered greatly because I didn't know. I was for a long time, I was so unsure about myself on the inside that I hid away. I hung out with God, I've heard some nutty answers. Boy, oh boy, have I heard some nutty answers. And debating what I hear is just like debating what you hear, you know? Like, that's the subjectivity of truth. So, it's been a really big journey. A beautiful one, a hard one. And I really this is kind of the beginning videos, you know, this first week, I can just feel it. It's setting me up to share some of the truths rather than just, you know, I had to get my truth out. And I hope that my truth is meaningful to others. My truth and my journey. Who am I? Who is Daylan? Who is the guy that you're staring at, you know? If you didn't know that, then none of the rest of it would translate. None of it would make sense. And I can't tell my story of the last 3 years without talking about smoking weed. Just can't do it. As painful as that is, as stupid as that sounds, it is there every day with me. And I could hear it, the voices of other people going, well, Daylan, there you go. You invited spirits into your life and yada, yada, yada. I can make the Christian argument. I can make all kinds of arguments against myself, trust me. But I'm listening to God, bro, not you. He has not told me that this was bad. I made bad choices, but this wasn't bad. So, anyway, here's my prayer. My prayer is that this would mean something to somebody else. This part of the story would mean something to somebody else, and that it would be like a guide. That if you are struggling with something, with that anxiety, with that depression, man, search out the answers for it. Don't run away from them. If it's something stupid like a substance that you're choosing to use, get that shit out of your fucking life. If it's, you know, the word trauma, if it's experience, that's what trauma is, experience. If it's experience that you've had, get that shit out of your life too. Even if it's stuff that you feel like was outside your control because you were a child or something. Boot it. Boot it out your life, man. Stop running on old programming. Build a new you. That's what's possible. That's what it's all leading to. Sorry for the dogs. It's a new you, if you let it. If you resist it and you go, oh, it's not my fault. I didn't, you know, this or that. Well, then you're going to stay stuck right freaking here. That's what it offered me. That's what marijuana and the mushrooms, I believe, at moments offered me, was a glimpse at a possible new me. If I was willing to go through the difficulty, which I did. So that's my prayer, that somebody would see this and go, that's what I needed. I just needed somebody to relate to. So there you go. You got me. I'm going to keep going, man. I'm 6 days in and I feel like a raw wound right now. Second part of the prayer, I don't know why I keep bringing this up, but if you know anything about software, if you are a if you're in that world, or you have tons of money and don't know what to spend it on, let's change the world. I got a plan. Let's talk. Let's do it. I got a fucking plan. And that's from God too. So anyway, appreciate you. It's 25 minutes. I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.